guys, Roronoa here, and today I'm talking about the lineage of Roronoa Zoro. Just like Whole Cake was more Sanji's background and stuff like that, Wano is all about Zoro. We just found out that the people that founded Zoro's village are actually descendants of Ryuma. And Ryuma, if you can't tell, looks extremely close to Zoro. So, this is what I believe, okay? I believe that not only did Shusui call Zoro to Thriller Bark, where they met Brook and all that stuff, but it went with Zoro because as a descendant of Ryuma, he is made to be the next hero of Wano, to set things straight in Wano. I don't even know if I have to, say why I believe that, but I will. Ryuma, the sword god of Wano. Same hair, almost same exact build. The guy's last name is the name of the village that Roronoa was from, founded by a descendant of Ryuma. The sword that Ryuma has, or had, in life and then as a zombie, calls out to Zoro after Ryuma is defeated. No other swords are really like calling out to the person who vanquished their owner. They're not like, oh, you beat my master? Okay, take me. Like, no. Usually they die, or not die, they lay to rest with their master or whatever. Even in Wano, the swordsman dies, it stays with him. The sword is his headstone, really. So to have Zoro get called by Shusui, that's abnormal. That's not a normal thing that happens in One Piece. That's like when Whitebeard died, his Bicentennial called to the nearest guy who knows how to use a pole staff, and it was like, hey, or it calls to Blackbeard and was like, hey, take me. Whitebeard's not using me no more. In One Piece, weapons have souls, kind of, or not kind of, but they're imbued with the souls of their owner. And to have Shusui call out to Zoro, that's not a light thing. That's a legit thing, and I believe it was a destined thing. Because as a descendant of Ryuma, someone left and founded a village using the name that they gave him. I can't remember the name. It starts with an S. And they lived there for 50 years. So that's at least maybe 3 generations. The person that left, the person who they birthed, and then their children. Now, the person that left might have been in their 30s, 40s, whatever, and the kid that was there from this person may have already been born and was on the boat with them. But the child of the second generation person would now be, if they were, born in maybe the 30s of the person of the second generation, would be in their either 20s, early 20s, or could still be a teenager, depending on the time frame of the second generation person, which matches up with Zoro. Zoro himself matches the timeline of somebody leaving Wano, either having a kid in Wano and leaving with them, or having a kid when they get to the village, and then that person having a child, being Zoro, a third generation descendant of Ryuma in the village. I don't know how many descendants before that, but a third generation descendant of Ryuma in the village. Now, as a descendant of Ryuma, I believe he was nobility in that village. He was one of I don't know how to how they would say it in the village, but he's part of like the noble class, whatever that would be called in that village. He was part of the noble class, and being a descendant of Ryuma, he's already abnormally talented with swords, which is why I believe as a child he went from dojo to dojo challenging people just to test his skills until he found somebody who could beat him, and then he trained his ass off in order to beat the person that beat him. And he couldn't do it because eventually that person died, but he never beat her. And the sword that he was given from the dojo's master, his master, the master of the father of the girl who he was competing with, gives him a sword from the very family of sword makers that made Enma. One of the descendants from Ryuma made those two swords. There's something connecting him to Wano, to Ryuma, to these blacksmiths that made these swords, to sword fighting in general, and to the people that he comes across. Like, he has like this nature of just like, even when he was in, was it Water 7, where he was taking care of those the orphans with that lady. It was like he just has this like nature of like, you take care of the people of the land, like you take care of the people around you. And somebody from a noble family that has honor, like an honorable noble family, would understand that. It's like, as leaders of this village, it's our job to take care of the people, and he's walked with that forever. Like, I get he has a competitive nature and all that stuff like that, and he doesn't like to lose, and he's always about training, whatever. But anytime someone's been in danger, Zoro has almost always leapt, no matter who it is. As a member of a ruling family, he knew that the people are important. They're just as important as the land. They're just as important as the money. They're just as important as your strength and your skills. Like, the people are what the country's for. And as I don't know exactly who it is that was above him in like in the family. I don't know who his parents are, and I don't know who the old man or old woman that left is. But I know that at some point they had to instill that in him. They had to instill the love for the people in him, because if not, then like even when he was in the stockades, he was in the stockades for someone else, and he was eating literally stepped on rice patties for someone else. Like, it wasn't for him. He could go a long time without eating. He was doing that for the little girl. And it's like, he's from day one when you meet him, he's saving people. Literally from day one when you meet him, he's saving people. And I'm pretty sure even as a bounty hunter, he was saving people. Like, Zoro is that guy. He's got noble, honorable blood in him. Even when Luffy wants to run the crew however he wants or whatever, sometimes Zoro steps in and is like, no, like, as a leader, you can't do that. Like, and if you do that, I would lose respect for you, and I couldn't follow you. Like, that is coming from somebody who knows about leadership, that knows about nobility. There's no other way. There's no other way, because like I said, like, Wano is a place of honor. The people that raised him were honorable people. The whole thing has to be connected. It can't not be. The dude took Enma, and where every other man got their entire haki sucked out and they were drained like raisins, one, it only sucked the haki out of his arm. It never passed his shoulder. Two, he told it what to do and it obeyed. That is not, I mean, yeah, he's a powerful person, I get it. Like, Zoro could probably do it just because he's strong. But it's got to be more. It's got to be more. Like, these swords can almost read your fortune. Like, it's a mind-boggling connection between sword and master. So the fact that Zoro could yell at another guy's weapon, Odin's weapon, as not even a family member of Odin, or as far as I know, I don't know if they're descendants of Ryuma too from like some other line, but like, as far as we know, not even a family member of Odin can command his old sword and tell it what to do. Like, there's no coincidence there. because he's descended from the people that made the sword. He's a descendant of the sword god. Even Mihawk realized that his sword abilities were above par. When they first fought, pre-time skip, when they first fought, he realized this guy's special. There's something different about this guy. Like, I don't know what it is about him, but there's something in him that I can't strike him down now. Like, don't be too quick to die, young man, is what he told him. It's like, when the world's strongest swordsman, who's fought in the likes of Shanks, and I'm pretty sure he's fought Whitebeard, he's fought pretty much every other swordsman that you could name in One Piece. He's taken on fleets by himself. He's going around as, you know, at the time he was one of the 7 warlords, but at the same time, before then, he was a strong swordsman. Like, before he ever became one of the 7 warlords, he was a strong swordsman. So this guy, this long history of battles, prestige coming out of his butthole, everything. And this is the guy telling Roronoa, like, there's something special about you. That is not a coincidence. But yeah, like I said, Zoro, descendant of Ryuma, noble in the village he came from, traveled from dojo to dojo in order to gain skills, went from dojos in his village to traveling the seas alone, fighting whoever he could to gain skills, meeting up with Luffy, going in his crew and fighting as many people as possible along the way to gain skills. And then meeting Ryuma and being handed Shusui to return it to Wano 2 years later. And then not only handing over Shusui for the good of Wano, but gaining a more powerful sword and commanding its respect. That's the story of Zoro. And not to mention that he fought the world's strongest swordsman and got complimented, and then, like, within 6 months was training with that guy. Or I don't know if it was 6 months or 7, but like, it was less than a year he's training with that guy. Like, there's this, his life and the life of all the Straw Hats they're extraordinary. So to say that Zoro is a descendant of Ryuma, destined to free Wano alongside his captain, I guess, I'm sure, is not far-fetched. It's almost an intrinsic part of the story. But that being said, that's long-winded explanation. That being said, go and follow me on Facebook, Instagram at Lord Nolan 91. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Drop a like, comment, hit the notification bell. And if you want to be a guest on the show, hit me up on Instagram. I'll fit you into a time. And we got it's movie memorabilia, anime memorabilia, movies and or anime, whatever the prize will be, it's gonna be something related to movies or anime. And we'll finish that drawing for all through about We will finish the drawing of all the guests to pick the winner in the end of November, and then Christmas we will bring that prize to the winner. If they can, and if not, we'll reschedule. It's not a big deal. That being said, this video's finished. Don't know now. Just so happens that a descendant of Ryuma shows up to fight Ryuma, takes Ryuma's sword, and then lands back in Wano. Like, I believe the whole One Piece story has this whole destiny, fate feel to it. Everyone knows it. It's all tied together. Everything that's been happening has happened for a reason. I made a way for myself till I feel safe on the shelf.
know that niggas gon' hate. I'ma get paid if nothing else. Till I'm in the grave. Till I'm in the grave by myself. Fuck them, I don't need no help. I wanna change on myself. I made a way for myself. Till I feel safe on the shelf. I know that niggas gon' hate. I'ma get paid if nothing else. Till I'm in the grave. Till I'm in the grave by myself. Fuck them, I don't need no help. I wanna change on myself.